Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and coming at you with another Adam Sandler movie review. Sort of coming to the end of this. I know I did not review all of his films, but I only said I was going to review a couple of his films. Even though I'm getting burned out on Adam Sandler movie reviews, but I wanted to catch a couple of his Netflix movies. Thanks to someone I know, they helped me be able to see these movies because I don't have Netflix. But Sandy Wexler from 2017. Where I guess is based on his own talent manager, Sandy Wernick. And I guess by the movie, a lot of this isn't true, but I don't know, like, what is, what isn't. So it's like maybe some inside joke that we're not privy to, but him and his friends are privy to. So I'm not sure how to feel about this movie. I can't say I hated it. I mean, when you have the end credits be Beavis and Butthead calling Adam Sandler's character in the middle of the night and pissing him off. First Beavis and then Butthead both pissing off Adam Sandler's character while they're talking on the phone. And you just hear the dialogue. That's pretty damn funny. I thought that was the best part of the movie, is the end credits. So it was worth watching just for that. And there's moments that I liked. And there's a lot of cameos in this movie. Because, okay, this guy named Sandy Wexler, he's a talent manager. And there's his story, which takes place in 1994, which was fun because you get to see stuff like Time Cop, Billboard in the background, music plays like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Arsenio Hall makes a couple appearances. The first time we see him, he runs away from Sandy Wexler because he wants nothing to do with him. And the main gist of the story is him with these other talents. Nick Swardson, who's a daredevil who sucks and keeps getting hit by birds or bats. Kevin James, who's a ventriloquist. Colin Quinn as a bad bad comedian. Later on, Terry Crews as his wrestler. But then he meets this woman who can sing well, and it's Jennifer Hudson from Dreamgirls. And she's the one big success. And then it's like other people are pulling her away from him, and then other people are saying, you know what, she's going to be successful if she doesn't have you. So then Sandy Wexler steps away, but also Sandy Wexler falls in love with her, and then ultimately she falls in love with him. So it becomes a little bit of a love story. But every once in a while, it'll cut back to this celebration, which we find out is a wedding. But this celebration where all of these famous people are talking to the camera about Sandy Wexler. And there's a lot of people. There's Vanilla Ice, Paula Shore, Kevin Nealon, Conan O'Brien, Lorne Michaels, who runs SNL. George Wendt appears. I don't even remember if he had dialogue, but there's George Wendt. John Lovitz, Henry Winkler. Also like Chris Rock, Dana Carvey, David Spade. A lot of people. And Jane Seymour in the movie, she appears as Sandy Wexler's neighbor. I'm like, Dr. Quinn, medicine woman? She appears as this woman who wants to fuck him, and I guess she likes that movie 9.5 Weeks or something. And because it takes place in the 90s, there's jokes that are about the 90s, like, oh, pull all your money out of Apple, put it into these local stores, put it into Woolworths. Or they're at a party, hey, OJ, oh, how's it doing, killer? This is before that happened. You don't see OJ. Oh, the juice is on the loose. What's going, killer? Rob Schneider appears as the voice of this guy who owns this place Sandy Wexler lives at. And like, it was fun seeing the cameos. Granted, they were not the funniest cameos when they're just talking to the camera, talking about this guy, like, who the hell is Sandy Wexler? Oh, we're getting to know him. But it was cool to see all these guys. Looks like they were all in the same room. It was cool to see Arsenio Hall in a couple scenes in the actual movie. Weird Al Yankovic appears in the third act to give some advice to Sandy Wexler. That was fun. I like Weird Al. From his movie UHF to his songs, I like Weird Al Yankovic. It was cool to see him. The Beavis and Butthead, because Mike Judge, he's at this party as well when it cuts away, and he, the end credits is because he talks about, oh, there was this time where I called him and I pretended to be Beavis and Butthead, and he thought Beavis was a real person, and so then you tried so that if you find that scene to watch somewhere, that's fun to watch. Maybe it's on YouTube somewhere. The biggest problem with this movie, though, it's like a lot of Adam Sandler Netflix movies, is the pacing. And this one is 2 hours and 10 minutes. 2 hours and 10 minutes. Why the fuck is this 2 hours and 10 motherfucking minutes? This material cannot last for 130 minutes. And that's the biggest problem. It's way too fucking long. And this material does not need to be that goddamn long. Other than that, honestly, the love story between him and Jennifer Hudson was more interesting than when he was dealing with his other talent guys. Like, I don't care about Nick Swardson as his shitty daredevil. I don't care about Kevin James as his fucking ventriloquist. Later on, in like the last hour, there's a bunch of stuff you could cut out. Like the entire thing with Terry Crews as his wrestler, and then Terry Crews starts fighting and wins the belt for real, which would never happen in wrestling. Maybe the Montreal screw job, but that's a different thing. But Terry Crews' entire character could have been cut out. It would have helped the pacing. Because, I'm sorry, I like Terry Crews, but it's not like he was that hilarious in this role. There's a lot of stuff you didn't need in this movie. And Adam Sandler, I'm kind of in between with how I felt about his performance, because the way he plays Sandy Wexler, his voice sometimes sounds like Jerry Lewis. And I think a lot of people would be annoyed by it, and I can understand that. But if I could deal with his voice better than the voice he did for Jill and Jack and Jill, than the voice he did in That's My Boy, or even the voice he did in Little Nicky or such. I guess if you heard it in the trailer, you'll know whether you can deal with it or not. If you can't, probably won't want to see the movie. If you can, then he does get a couple decent drama, nice bits between him and Jennifer Hudson. And the character is not that smart of a character. He makes bad, not bad and raunchy jokes, but like bad as in lame jokes, like Yugoslavia. No, you go to France. Like, again, really lame. But it's on purpose because that's the type of character he's playing. Like, he's the type of character who give these fake laughs, like ha ha, ha ha. But I don't know. Maybe the movie went on. I kind of warmed up a little to his character. I don't know why. Maybe because the character meant well, it's just he wasn't the smartest guy in the box. It was cool, it taking place in the 90s, little stuff like that. Like he sees Problem Child in the theater. Like little moments like that made me smirk and smile. Maybe it's a nostalgia factor, I don't know. And then by the end, they get, him and Jennifer Hudson get together, and then we realize the reason once in a while it cuts away these people talk to the camera is that Sandy Wexler's having this wedding with Jennifer Hudson's character. And there were a couple moments that made me chuckle, like when Jennifer Hudson's trying to record this album, and then the other side is Adam Sandler with this guy who's running the equipment. And the guy keeps fucking up. And there's a point when the guy fucks up again, and we see from Jennifer Hudson's point of view, no noise, but we see Adam Sandler getting pissed, throwing shit. Like moments like that made me chuckle. Moments when he's in this big room with Jennifer Hudson and these other guys, and he accidentally keeps hitting the switch with his back. That made me smirk and chuckle a little bit. You didn't need there's some bits you didn't need. Like, you didn't need the bit where she thinks there's an intruder outside. He looks, swings a bat, it's a raccoon, and when he hits the raccoon, it explodes in blood. like it was a water balloon. Like, moments like that you don't need. The entire Terry Crews or most of the other talents, just have one. Like, Colin Quinn as a comedian, fine. You could have him in it. Like, you could take out everything with Kevin James, everything with Nick Swardson, everything with Terry Crews, bits like the raccoon blood bit, and that would cut this movie down a good, length, under 2 hours. I think that would have really helped. But I can't call it a great movie. It's not a movie that made me laugh uproariously. I can't even say the word right. Fuck. Movies making me tongue-tied and twisted. But, I'm sitting there, I'm watching, and I'm doing other stuff, and I'm watching back, and I'm like, okay, couple, the 90s, yeah, and, cool cameos, and, that bit made me laugh, that bit made me chuckle. I really love the end credits bit with Beavis and Butthead, Colin, Sandy, Wexler, Adam Sandler. I really like that. So, overall, if people hate the film, I can understand why. But I just couldn't hate it. It's time waster. There's much better Adam Sandler films. I thought there was much worse. I would rather watch this than Chuck and Larry. I'd rather watch this than That's My Boy, or The Ridiculous Six, or Going Overboard, or Jack and Jill, or Pixels. Again, if people ranted on this, I can understand why. But I'm like, it was okay. Oh, another reference that was fun. Well, one of his major clients is the guy who got his heart ripped out in his chest in Temple of Doom. Would have been funnier if they showed the actual guy. Like, somehow they found the guy and they got him. I think that would have been funnier. But, cool, I like that line. So, again, moments that I didn't mind. But, way too damn long. It needed editing to fix the pacing of the film. That's, to me, the biggest drawback of the movie. Either way, thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.